Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of simplifying square roots. This is standard A.11A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 1 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we need to find an expression that is equivalent to this square root of 147. So a good strategy here is let's think of our perfect squares, right? Just kind of list them out, because what we're going to do is we are going to look to see, are there any of these perfect squares, like 4, 9, so on, that we think can divide into that 147. Now, it is going to be a little bit of guess and check to see which of these numbers divide into 147. But what we're going to do is we are going to divide it into it and then kind of factor that number out into two different parts. So let's get these listed out, and we can just try it out and really just pull out your calculator and see which one of these work. And so as we're kind of moving through our calculator, we're dividing, well, we can cross out like 4. We know that's not going to go into a 7. We can try 147 divided by 9. Nope. And then 147, that's not going to be divided by 16 either. We're just kind of going through this. 25 is not going to work because it needs to end in a 5 or a 0. Right? So we're kind of working through this. 36, kind of close, but no. 147 divided by 49. Oh, look at that. Move through there. So this is what we just found out. 147 divided by 49 equals 3. That's what you should have. Okay? So we've got two factors now. So 147, if we wanted to kind of do it like this, right? Let's say we're going to factor it out. 3 and then 49. But here's the thing, that wasn't just a 147. It was a square root of 147. Okay? So then we can just put square root on both of those. And here's the thing. We don't know what the square root of 3 is, right? That's an irrational number, 1.73, blah, blah, blah. We do know what the square root of 49 is. The square root of 49 is 7. So that means we've got the square root of 3 times 7 is going to be the same thing as just that square root of 147. And now typically when we write it, we actually put any integers on the front side. So we end up writing it like this. 7 square root of 3. 7 times, think of it like it's got parentheses like this. 7 times the square root of 3. Here's the beautiful thing. It's really easy to double check, right? Let's actually just take, what is the square root of 147? If you haven't done so already, plug that into your calculator. Okay? So you should get square root of 147. It's going to be equal, let's go to like the thousandths place, okay? 12.124-ish. And then let's take my 7 square root of 3. Should be exactly the same, right? 7 times the square root of 3. Oh, look at that. 12.124. So it is easy to kind of guess and check that way. And if you're really wondering, right, you can just kind of do that same thing for this, right? So 3 square root of 7 is going to be 7.937. We already know that the 7 square root of 3 is kind of what we're looking for. 124. 21 square root of 7 is, wow, 55. So we can easily find what each of these equal, or at least what they approximate. 49 square root of 3. 84,870. So if you want, right, you can just manually calculate this, but factoring it and finding that the square root of 147 is square root of 3 times square root of 49, that's a little bit more effective and efficient. So our answer here is going to be B.